So this will be a little bit of a story time, so to speak, because I'm going to be talking about that moment, very pivotal moment in my career that I think changed everything for good. And it wasn't pivotal as far as like physically, it was more pivotal mentally. When I started this industry, while I was still in training, getting trained by my mentors and things like that, I was making maybe anywhere between $35,000 to $45,000 a year. So it's not like I was being overly compensated. And at that point, I had already applied to other positions before I accepted a position here. And maybe about two and a half months in, one of the companies I applied to reached out to me and they offered me double what I was making here. And it was all salaried based. There was no commissions involved. So I knew it was guaranteed money. And they're like, hey, because you have a master's degree, you can do this and you can do that. And that, I'm not going to lie, that was really enticing, especially if they were paying me double than what I was making here and it was all guaranteed money. And I was faced with that decision. I think some people say you get stuck between a rock and a hard place. That's essentially where I was. I had to decide. And I think that decision led me here. And the way it did so is I had to talk to other people that were not where I wanted to be in a month or a year, but where I wanted to be 5 years from then. And I think that's what kind of, clarified my decision, because I went to some of my coaches and mentors at the time, and because I knew they were honest people and they just weren't going to give me advice that were in their benefit, but they were going to give me advice that were going to benefit me personally. It's like, and none of them just told me, hey, make this decision. What they did was they educated me on what decision I should make. And what they asked me was like, what's the earning potential? If like the finance is what's making this position so enticing, what's the earning potential there? And the reason why the finance played a big role at that point is because I just graduated college, typical young broke college kid. My family needed financial help as well. So that would have done a lot at the point. So it's like, what's the earning potential in the next 3 years? What does the next 5 years look like? But also what does the next 10 years look like? And when I started taking a different look at that, and not just money that was presented in front of me, but like the earning potential long term. That's why I ended up staying here, because what it did, it wasn't like once you get promoted here or once you get to a certain role here, money was just going to fall from the sky. It's like now you control it. Your efforts, your determination, your desire, and all of that is going to essentially factor into how much money you make. And that's all long way of saying I had to bet on myself, right? And if I had to bet on anyone, I got to bet on the only results that I can control, which is my own. And that's exactly what I did, which is, I bet on myself. And I said, if this industry is going to put me in a position where I'm able to make all of the decisions that's going to either help me become successful or not successful, but I'd rather bet on myself. And I think that was a very pivotal moment. And obviously to this day, I'm really glad I made that decision, because I don't know if I would have been able to be excited about my decision if I went the other way. I think I would have been excited temporarily because obviously, like I said, it paid more, but long term, I don't know if that would have been a more exciting decision for me. So I'm glad, long story short, I'm really glad I made that decision, because it turned into everything that it is today. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video.